there, I am Svila Bekin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. I'll be recording another one today. If you're a Doctor Who fan, you might like it. But if you're a Doctor Who fan, it's probably why you clicked on this, because I am talking about Russell T Davies's Years and Years, reviewing the last few episodes, the conclusion of it. I can't remember where I got up to in my last review. Let's take it from like the middle part onwards. And, oh dear, Russell, I feel so bad for you. I genuinely do, because I love you. I love your work, and you've given us so much wonderful work. More I think about it, was it Very British Scandal, which came out last year, is probably one of, I think I put it in my top 10 of British drama lexicon, rankings. Your writing is just beautiful, and this is a beautifully written family drama. There's no denying that, because you can't write something that's not beautiful. However, it's also an expression of paranoid delusion, deep paranoid delusion, moving into a place that I think you'll be horrified of if you could just step back and think about it for a second. So the first delusion, I think, fueling this show is the show. If it is Davies's reaction to this this new populism that's taken hold of the world, of the Western world. Let's say this new populism and his horror at it, because it's not the populism that he would, I think, probably like. There's a clear cultural divide in Western society. He's on one side, and I am on another, but the people he's reacting to are on the other side of this cultural divide. And it's such a shame that we should be divided, because there's so much more that unites us, that divides us, even with a division. But there is widespread delusion. I would think there's mass delusion going on. So the first delusion that, I was going to give you a little idea what the series. So the series is basically goes from 2019 and then goes the next 15 years, and to see the world, how the world changes, because he sees the world spiraling down just incredibly quickly, and that I agree with him. It's the world is getting far and far quicker. It's interesting. There's a prophecy. I can't remember. There's a biblical prophecy, which this is not me doing any religious coercion, because I don't know where it comes from, but it's like at the end of the days, time speeds up, and the things happen quicker. And I looked at that 10 years ago, looking back at the 19th century, and just saw the speed in which things change, and how much quicker and how it's been exponential, the speed of change. And I thought, well, that was really it. You know what? I heard Alan Moore, comic book artist and writer, well, a little bit of an artist, but comic book writer Alan Moore, an all-round, I would say, genius and prophet. Described it once in a documentary called The Mindscape of Alan Moore. It's really rather good. I recommend you try and find it. Where he talks about how data is replicated at half the amount of time it was originally created. Which means, let's take every piece of data that was written down from the year 0 to the year 1000. Then that same amount of data was then produced from 1000 to 1500. Then from 1500 to 1750. And from 1750 to 1875. And it keeps going. It's like a half. And so now it's happening so fast. Data's moved from solid to liquid to steam. With social media, now that's really what happened. There's so much data being created, and it's exploding, which I think is something that Davies is unconsciously talking about here. But okay, let's talk about so in his drama, there's a populist leader, clearly based on Donald Trump, played by Emma Thompson. Although still far more refined than Donald Trump. If you want to argue that Trump is a bit coarse, is a bit politically incorrect, kind of like your belligerent uncle at a family gathering, I wouldn't argue with you. Yes, he certainly is. But so Emma Thompson is a Trumper-like stand-in, very populist. But we see we see the delusion really set in here because she's setting up concentration camps for immigrants, refugees, and immigrants. And like as life imitates art, so it did. Like literally, was it 2-3 days ago? AOC, the Center AOC, said America has concentration camps exactly like the Nazis. Oh, I'm a Jew. I'm a rabbi. Maybe I might be defrocked, but I'm a rabbi. And this analogy to concentration camps is vile. It's disgusting. It's Holocaust denial. And it's Holocaust denial not from animosity or hatred towards Jews, although I'm sure that's what some people it is. It's Holocaust denial through ignorance, through stupidity, which I actually think is worse than it being through prejudice. It's horrible. Like honestly, nobody tried to break into concentration camps. No one tried to break into a country so they could get into a concentration camp. Look, if indeed there are death squads and there are people smashing babies' heads against walls like there were in concentration. I know there's no crematorium or gas chambers, but let's put that major detail aside. If there's medical facilities, if there's food, if there's education, if there's entertainment, then your analogy is disgusting, and there is. I don't believe there would be any will for a concentration camp because that's really the heart of the delusion. It's going into the mind of the person who would vote for Brexit or would vote for Trump. And these people do not hate immigrants. They don't. They love their country and they think illegal immigration is detrimental to their country because it unquestionably is. Immigration's fine. Nobody has a problem with immigration. The problem is with illegal immigration because you know what? The people who it really hurts most is like the African American community. Which is probably why Trump's anti-illegal immigration stance. See, even if you program me to say anti-immigration, which is so not true, anti-illegal immigration stance is one of the probably reasons why he's so strongly supported by the African American community. He has double the approval that any other Republican had throughout time. Not only that, is also the prison reform bill, which is so designed to help that sector. So you know what? For all I know, Trump may be a racist. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I can't see him say some of his heart, but my impression is he just really loves America and Americans and wants to see America and Americans prosper because he thinks they are built on a truly wonderful ideal. Which I tend to agree with him. I think in general, when comparing it to every other regime throughout history, America has generally been a force for good, in my opinion. But that's probably why I'm on the side of the cultural divide I am. But again, so there's a thought that there is a hatred towards the other, a hatred towards these to immigrants, illegal immigrants, and so there would be a tolerance for concentration camps. Or even internment camps. The camps they have set up in years and years is much more akin to the Nazi ghettos they put the Jews in before the concentration camps. And I know, yes, you want to say they're similar to the concentration camps in South Africa that the British set up. But that's not what the word means anymore. It doesn't mean that. When you say concentration camp, it means the Nazi death camps. That's what you're evoking with it, and you're invoking it just disgustingly. And again, it takes you to a place of Holocaust denial, which is pure racism. So we have this insanity of somebody not wanting to be racist, reacting to what he thinks is a racist takeover of the world by being a racist. It's breathtakingly stupid. And just add in the reaction to illegal immigration, of having centres to put these people in, who we have no idea. They have no idea what else. What else do you want to do with them? I know what you want to do. You don't want to have borders. You want to have them released directly into the country. I think that's worse. I think that'd be a worse problem. But this is a problem entirely created by Russell T Davies' side of the cultural divide. This, the reason there's out of control immigration is because of the policies that, quite frankly, have kept African Americans, Latinos, minorities enslaved to the left wing parties of the world, for more so than any plantation owner ever did. So yeah, so again, it's kind of it's sad that it went in that direction. And then in the final episode, it was well, it just went into wish fulfillment delusion. Which, if you ever seen the movie Brazil, which if you haven't seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, it is 30 years old now, so I think I can spoil it. Or you don't want to be spoiled, turn off now. I already got you the view count, so I'm doing good. Okay. At the end of it, his life really, the main character's really life implodes, and he's about to be tortured, and then he goes into this insane wish fulfillment fantasy that he experienced. This not vision. What the word? This vision that he sees rather than experiencing the torture that he's about to experience. And that's really what happens. Everybody gets their comeuppance. So people rise up against their evil overlords, the Trumper like Emma Thompson, and she's put into jail. Everything that the people on his side of the cultural divide are just dreaming for, one would pray for if they believed in any form of God. But they pray for it anyway. So but again, exquisitely written because it's Russell T Davies. It's exquisitely written family drama, because that's what Russell T Davies does. Russell, I just want to tell you, the good old days that you're longing for were really not so good. The economy was horrible. The Obama years essentially destroyed the world. They created, okay. Bush certainly set up the thing to create the elements to create ISIS. It was Obama who sunk the shot, unquestionably, and was warned that on camera by George W. Bush beforehand that what would happen is exactly what happened. And George W. Bush was not, the brightest bulb in the patch, and he could work it out and predict it. So he created ISIS, which in turn flooded Europe, creating the biggest mass migration in human history, creating Brexit, flatlining your economy. Racial tensions are through the roof. When in these good old days, I don't think they're so good. I want to tell you, Russell, it's all going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. There's nobody making concentration camps to throw people into. There's no hatred going on, which I think you truly, genuinely believe is happening. It's just so sad. But I think the real review of Years and Years comes from the excellent HBO show Chernobyl, which I haven't done a review for because I don't really know what to say about it because it's just all so good. But every every second of it is fantastic. Anything with Jared Harrison, I immediately watch because he's a great actor and he chooses his projects very well. But in Chernobyl, they had a line that says, "In times of crisis, people cling to their delusions," and I think this is what's happening to Davies' side of the cultural divide. They are in a time of crisis. Their worldview has been rejected, which is the worst thing in the world. Has been popularly rejected, and I think more or less been shown to be an utter failure. So this is they are experiencing an existential crisis, and Years is a man who I dearly love, whose work is beautiful, going through an existential crisis, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad. Russell, I hope you hang in there and see that everything's going to be all right. No one's going to be, outlawing abortion, throwing gays into concentration camps. No one's going to be doing that. Nobody wants to do that. It's all going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right, as Bob Marley very wisely once said. My name is Svila Bekin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, subscribe, let me know what you think, and ring the little bell so you know when new videos drop. Thank you for listening.